What is going on, guys? It's your good buddy Rutabega here. In today's video we are going to be showing you some Black Ops 2 class setups. I know Black Ops 2 isn't the current game. I know it's a few years old, but actually a lot of people on my stream have been asking for class setups, and I mean, I still play this game frequently, and there's actually a lot, there's a good amount of people that come to my stream that don't necessarily play competitive that I've actually picked up, League playing competitive just from watching my stream. So there's a lot of people that don't exactly know the class setup. So I'm going to go over what I run, and keep in mind I have bought the extra class sets. So I have all this extra stuff. I have all the different classes. And what I do is I keep a separate class set for each S&D map. So Standoff, Meltdown, Express, and Raid. And then on top of that, is there any other maps I missed? Raid, Express, Meltdown, Standoff? No, that's all. Oh yeah, because I took out slums. And then on top of that, I have hardpoint SMGs, hardpoint assault rifles, and then I have a specific class just for Yemen hardpoint, and then a class for CTF. So, and then I think I'll make a class setup for CTF subs, but the thing is I don't play sub. Keep in mind the class setup video I'm making, I play the anchor AR role, so I don't really run a lot of SMGs. So I run an M8 like 9 out of 10 times. M8's my go-to gun because I play the anchor, I play the AR. I can play the AR Slayer a little bit, but I'm definitely more of an anchor. And then Instruction Destroy, it's just it's a little more open, not as many specific roles, but I still run the M8. So jumping into it, the very first thing I'm going to show you this. So let me move my webcam real quick too, because I noticed that's going to cover it. Alright guys, sorry about that, I'll have to edit that out. But so jumping into the class setups, this is my Raid Search and Destroy class. You'll see that on almost every Search and Destroy class set I have the M8A1 FMJ. So red dot stock, absolutely necessary. You have to have stock on your ARs if you're playing competitive. As well as toughness is a must for competitive. And in Search and Destroy, dead silence is honestly a must in competitive, or you're going to get sound hordes. So first class, this is my go-to class for Search and Destroy because I love FMJ, I love getting wall bangs. I honestly get frustrated not having FMJ. Even in Respawn, you'll see me run it. But I have the M81 FMJ red dot stock, M81 red dot stock FMJ flak jacket. So here's the thing, I mentioned this before, flak jacket is a must on your M8A1. It was a video Crim6 released after Black Ops 2 season was over, and he explained that running lightweight on your M8A1 actually is going to throw off your bursts. It throws off the bullet spread and your shots don't hit as accurately. So flak jacket's definitely a must, and I personally have to run dexterity on every class. So this is kind of my go-to S&D class. There's no stun, no nade, just flak jacket toughness, like I said, is a must. Dead silence, dexterity, that's my basic class. Next I have a basic M8, and basically I just take off FMJ, and I like to run a EMP and a nade. EMP to check bomb site, nade to nade people off bomb spot. Because there's plenty of opportunities for grenades and Search and Destroy. I also have an MSMC. This is more of an aggressive class. I use this to rush mid. So if you throw a stun at the right spot on Raid, outside of kitchen on offense or defense, sorry, you can actually stun Zig. I think you can actually throw a grenade from either side and hit it as well. I don't know if you can stun from Zig over to kitchen, but that's what I use that class for. I'll stun over, and actually also what I'll do with this class is I'll have someone watch and pre-fire my mid on defense, and I'll use that stun to immediately rush mid-map and then stun over into Raid, and I can call out that cross of people going into Raid into B. So that's my one MSMC class, and obviously this dexterity. I usually run lightweight on sub since it is a more versatile, more aggressive, more mobile class. But dexterity is definitely a must. Lots of places to climb up. And then I have an M8A1 with trophies. I use this when we rush into A or B. I'll throw trophies in Raid, or I'll throw trophies into the A bomb site so we can, we don't get naded off the spawn. And then I like to keep an overkill sniper on Raid as well. This is a really basic overkill sniper class. You'll see this on other class sets as well. My red dot and stock, those are the two must-have attachments. I don't run a lot of quick draw because I'm fairly good with pre-aiming and predicting enemies in this game. And then I don't actually bother running anything else on my DSR. I just deal with it without the ballistics. And then obviously dexterity, as I said, is a must, and I keep flak jacket rather than lightweight or anything like that. So no lethals and tacticals. And like I said, a lot of this is just going to be my personal preference. So Express, there's not too much different. That's one of the same classes. That's one of the same classes. That's one of the same classes. Trophies, plenty of places to use an Express. Mainly the B bomb site. I hate losing B bomb site. I think it's a lot harder to break and a lot harder to win, in my opinion. So I always trophy B, have someone stun over, and immediately decide. Like what I prefer to do in Express is if they're gonna go B, I want to square up with them on B immediately and just win the gunfights or lose the gunfights. I'll just want to square up and the better team makes it. I don't know, something about B. I don't like breaking into B. Too many places to watch bomb from, too many places to check. Once again, this is more of an aggressive. Notice I don't have dexterity, I have extreme conditioning. I use this to run down bottom B, stun over into the other spawn to make sure they're not there, and then I'll just rush up top and look for picks. I only run that if I have someone to run trophies for me, and then I do have a more tactical MSMC. It has flak jacket. I use this for planting bombs a lot of the time, and it has an EMP, so I can EMP check over by control. Meltdown, that's the same class. You guys know this. If you watch my streams, I run this Rat Shield class a lot, and this is actually absolutely an outstanding class on Meltdown. And the thing is people don't understand, it's actually really easy to counter. Notice I'm not running Tac Mask. If someone's running a couple stuns, it's actually super easy to kill me. But you know, a lot of people run stuns, so I kind of count on that. If it was a team I knew about that I knew they run stuns, I'd actually just swap out, say, Fast Hands for a Tactical Massacre. Sometimes I'll actually take off Dead Silence and run Tac Mask, but the B23R is good enough to use as a secondary rather than wasting Overkill and running a shotgun, although it is an alternative. Sometimes I'll pull off these stuns and run a shotgun instead with Overkill, but for the most part the B23R is good enough, and you guys will see me use that. It's absolutely fantastic. MMS, M8, I run this, so this is pretty much one of my base classes with the double EMPs instead of a nade. But I put an MMS on because Meltdown has so many different spots to hide, so many different corners, and there's so many different angles to get into a bomb site. So I'll use MMS to kind of clear certain spots. Meltdown's a really good map for the MMS with all the different buildings you can go in. And I run the double EMPs instead of a nade, so I can actually EMP check bomb sites at 2 different points. You know, I can EMP check it, wait a while longer, still haven't seen anyone EMP check it again. MSMC, I run this one with actually this is supposed to have flak jacket. I actually run this one to get up and rush plant into the A or B bomb site. Really, usually the B bomb site, not the A one in the ring, because they can just rush through the smoke and kill me. But if I can get a smoke down, they're usually in tin over by B bomb, so I can get that rush plant down. And then a Scorpion class, in my opinion, is a must on Meltdown because it's such tight close quarters. This absolutely rips people apart when you're running into A bomb. Standoff, basic class there with a nade and EMP. Another MMS class, but I actually run this one with trophies. And what I'll do is I'll throw trophies into the I'll throw trophies into the A bomb site, and then I can get, you know, they throw them in there, and I kind of can tell if they're running there just off what kind of stuff they're throwing into the A bomb site. You notice that one with the little square walls, and I keep an MMS because I won't actually push into the A bomb site. A lot of people will push into the A bomb site, but if you get picked in there, all of a sudden they have control. So what I do instead is I let them think they have the A bomb site by playing back on it, and I'll just MMS check it and just wait for him to plant, and then check if no one's tractor or head glitching on tractor, and then I'll just pick them off. You know, even if they hide in cube, the MMS is going to spot them. So I'll just kind of hang out by that back tank and watch for them. DSR class, obviously on Standoff, there's lots of lines of sight. And then a more aggressive MSMC. I use this to push a back alley a lot, and really this is just to get up in their face, catch them off guard. And I push the back alley a lot on offense. That's something I like to do, is flood back alley, because if you flood your whole team back alley, the enemy team is never going to send 4 people back alley, meaning as long as you get your trade, you're immediately up at least 3v3, and you have control of their side of the map now, and it throws them off really good. This is irrelevant. This is just cold-blooded S&D classes in case people are running MMSs as well, but I kind of rotate that in depending on who I'm playing and if I know they'll run it, or I'll just stay moving. So hardpoint SMGs, like I said, I don't play a lot of sub work, but I'm not a fan of extreme conditioning all the time on subs for hardpoint, because once again in Crimsix's video he explained that lightweight, if you run lightweight with dexterity, it actually gets you running. You can almost run as far as someone without lightweight who has extreme conditioning. So in my opinion, it's a much better trade-off to get rid of extreme conditioning and keep flak jacket and lightweight, rather than have flak jacket and extreme conditioning only. It's a little better use of perks in my opinion. That's just a main MSMC, so it's got stacked it's got dual mags on there, so that's just like a run and gun. This one is for like the initial hardpoint. I have lightweight extreme conditioning, so I can just immediately sprint, and then fast hands just throw some trophies on the hill real fast and prevent. It kind of helps us get onto the hill before the other team. A basic Scorpion, you know, just dual mags, long barrel, quick draw. Just Scorpions absolutely rip. Slums is one of my favorite maps to run this class because I mean this class right here absolutely will dominate the middle hill if you play it correctly and look for the right kills. I like having one class that's just stacked with perks in case I'm getting absolutely wrecked with nades and stuns. It's got everything I need. It's got flak jacket and tac mask, and just a base MSMC, and then obviously I have a backup AR. That's just my basic FMJ AR class. And so my AR classes for my hardpoint. This is what I really run because I run the anchor roll. I have the M8A1. This is my anchor M8A1. So I've got tac mask and flak jacket, which flak jacket, like I said, is a must. But I have tac mask, so I can kind of hold back on the anchor, and even if they stun me, I'm gonna be okay. And then double EMPs to just throw them off inside the hill. And that's actually good. You can actually rotate this out with trophies pretty easy too, or even stuns, or even stack another perk. It kind of is personal preference. Right here I call it the OB Slay M8 because this is my go-to respawn class. I don't run quick draw, like I said. Occasionally I'll throw off FMJ and put quick draw for a certain respawn, but for the most part I'm really a fan of FMJ. I love getting wall bangs, and I'm a lot more comfortable with having FMJ on my kills. And just, like I said, I pre-aim a lot, so extreme conditioning, dexterity, get around the map faster. This is just the same thing, but instead of a third attachment, I'm running EMPs. EMPs are the #1 equipment to use in hardpoint. EMPs are absolutely dominant in hardpoint. You want to run as many EMPs as possible, and try to force them to run hardwired if you can even. And once again, Complexity, Crim6 talked about after this game was out, he explained one of Complexity's dominant points was they ran so many EMPs, and they're really just a dominant perk in hardpoint. I got a rushing class with trophies right here with an AN94. It's kind of like my SMG one, but it's got quick draw and no dexterity. Quick draw is to kind of make up for dexterity and not being able to draw my gun faster, and it's just got some trophies to throw out there. I might actually switch that with another sub anyways, but I'm not really sure. Like I said, I don't run trophies that often in hardpoint. And then I have a backup MSMC. It's just my base MSMC I like to run just in case we need another person with sub pressure. Yemen, actually, I put its own hardpoint classes because it's a map that's just played a lot different. The FMJ class stays the same. I use that a lot. I'll wallbang people in Treehouse. That's one of the perks of running FMJ. It's got the walls on Yemen are pretty thick, but if you have FMJ, you can at least get some damage into them for your teammates. Trophy classes for that middle hardpoint and the market hardpoint. I have an MSMC OBJ. This is just a bunch of double EMPs, flak jacket. This is just to rush on hills and get some hill pressure. This one I use to break the church and the treehouse hardpoints a lot of the time because I smoke it out, I'll nade it, and then I'll rush in there with a scorpion, just guns ablazing. I got dual mags and laser beam just running there spraying. And I keep this just for emergencies if the other team decides to pull out LMGs, because it'll absolutely drive me insane. It'll piss me off, so I'll counter it. That's the only reason I run that. Otherwise, you won't pull it out. And finally, CTF classes. Like I said, I could make CTF subclasses, but I don't really play the sub role very much. I ignore flak jacket and CTF. A lot of people don't nade. It's mostly stuns. I should have another MSMC. In fact, what would be good is if I put tag mask on this one to kind of run flags, because I don't need dexterity as much when I'm running the A94. That's one of the things. Dexterity. If you don't like dexterity, you can rotate out with tag mask. There's a lot of lenience you can do on these perks. A lot of it comes down to personal preference when you come into, like, toughness is a must, flak jacket is a must on the M8A1, but when it comes to your third perk, there's a lot of lenience between extreme conditioning, tac mask, dexterity, and even dead silence. I've even run dead silence and capture the flag, and it's a really good perk. You can kind of sneak around in whore footsteps, and I have double stuns on there to be able to stop flag carriers as well. And then that one is my just M8A1 base Slayer class with double stuns, and I have an aggressive M8A1 in case I need to pull flags as well, and I do have quick draw on there to be able to push in a little harder. And I'm actually going to swap out for tac mask on that as well, because since I have that quick draw, I don't feel I don't feel dexterity is as relevant or as important. But yeah, and like I said, I play the anchor AR role, so if you're a sub player, this probably won't help you as much, but hopefully this video helped you, especially, like I said, I know this game's been out for a while, but hopefully some of you guys that are a little newer to competitive or still on Black Ops 2 and like playing Black Ops 2 competitive like I do, hopefully this will help you out, because people have commented wanting to know my class setups, And yeah, hope you guys enjoyed the video. Be sure to leave a like if this helped you, and be sure to hit that subscribe button. I'm trying to get to 200 subscribers by it's Thursday now, so I'd like to do it at least in a week by next Thursday. So thank you so much for your support, guys, and we'll catch you in the next video. Peace.